Hello everyone and welcome to today's round 2 of the Can-Am Racing League 2020 F1 season. We are here at CRL Bahrain International Raceway. I am joined by none other than CRL J Dunk. What's going on today, man?
What's up, JK? Glad to be here.
For sure, for sure. It's going to be a good race today.
For sure. We'll be filling in for Iceman and T Pound. Kind of the stars of our uh, our broadcast team, but we'll see what we can do. See if we can make them proud.
That's right, we got some big shoes to fill. Although I will give a heads up that I do not have a cool soundboard like Trevor has all set up with his Mario sounds. Just get the...
We've got a couple of guys going out on outlaps already, trying to get to it. Today will be a full qualifying session, so the top 15 will make it through, and 20 through 16 will be cut. Looks like we've got Bays out in the McLaren, also LR20 and the Alfa Romeo, JPR and the Racing Point.
Both Racing Points are out. His teammate Cal is out as well, a little bit behind him. Krypton in the Renault, JJ Dog in the McLaren, and Big Bambino in the Haas. Or Williams. Apologies.
What a race for Renault last week. Not sure what we were expecting out of them, but they came through with some big time points in Australia.
That's right, they sure did. Let's see if they're able to maintain that lead going into round 2 later today.
Looks like we've got Son of Krypton out on a hot lap. There's a few guys in front of him. Hopefully, he doesn't run into any traffic. They'll get out of the way.
I see slowly gaining on, it looks like a Ferrari.
Yep.
Yeah, the Ferrari just moved out of the way.
Getting out of the way.
Really out of the way, running in the dust.
Yeah, I think that's Night Slayer.
Oh, we have a spin a little behind him. It looks like LR20, the LR27 spun, going out of turn 10, the hairpin.
Yeah, he is missing a left end plate, so he's probably going to have to come in the pits and get that fixed.
People are just starting to come around the final corner at finishing their first hot lap. Let's see what kind of times we get. JPR just crosses the line with the first time, a 1 minute 27.034, with Son of Krypton behind him in a 1:28.0.
I feel like that's pretty solid. I mean, I can't exactly remember what I was running in time trial, but I feel like that's going to be a pretty good lap.
Yeah, and we're going to slowly see them improve those lap times over the qualifying sessions, because we've got 2 more ahead of this.
Looks like IG's the only one on mediums right now. IG Chevrolet made. JJ Dog, 126.4. That's solid.
That is a good time. That's an improvement. 0.6 up on P2 so far.
I'm anxious to see how some of these guys treat the full qualifying. If the guys that put in a really good lap and they feel comfortable with it, if they'll even go out on a second lap.
That's right.
I know just from what I've raced at this track, it seems like it eats up the tires pretty quickly. So
Yeah, well, there's a lot of high-speed corners going around this track that are really hard on the tires, so be you gotta be careful with the throttle around here. That's for sure.
yep. And it seems like there's always one track, or every track has its own death curve, as we say.
That's
I
right.
think it's turn 12 here, if I'm not mistaken. You just can't hit that inside curve, and you will go sideways.
That's right. Yeah, that is turn 12.
Turn 10 is another notable turn. The hard braking zone into the hairpin.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of time can be gain and loss there.
Absolutely.
Got El Shackle got a lap in. 127.6.
The LR20 is out on an outlap now. He went back to the pits, fixed his front wing. He's out on an outlap right now.
Got somebody in Sector 2 pulled over. Looks like Son of Krypton.
Oh no, it appears as though he had an accident.
I think so. Looks like he's still got his end plates. He may just be pulling over for other cars too.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting pretty crowded in Section 3, it looks like.
There's a lot of people out on track right now. Only 6 people in the pit so far, so there's 14 people out on track. It's going to be very hard to make sure you stay out of everyone's way when you're trying to do a hot lap and someone's doing an out lap or they're on an in lap.
Yep. Got to be real particular when you decide to go out and try to get a clean lap in without running into anybody.
Absolutely.
Got bow tied at 127.4. That's going to be pretty good. I'm going to say he's pretty happy with that.
For sure. A lot of the faster drivers have been out doing a hot lap, and yeah, they're right around the low to mid 127s. So
Yep.
let's see if any of them or himself are going to be able to improve on that in the next 10 minutes. Infinite Gamer is out on his first hot lap on a set of soft tires.
Looks like he's coming into the turn 12, the death curve. You want to take a little bit, but you don't want to hit the curb. But you want to kind of get as close as you can just to save as much time.
That's
like
right.
He's invalidated.
And you know, when I was filming the track guide video I uploaded, I took up quite a bit of curb going over turn 12, but I just had the steering down pat through there and I didn't end up spinning. I think I had to overcorrect a little bit.
Yep. And I think it is a little easier this year, but I know especially in 2019 you couldn't touch it, I don't believe.
No,
It was
that was a horrible corner. Sibwolf going P2 with a 126.9, 5/10 off the leader.
That's going to be solid. Mr. Delia, 127.2. Looks like he's invalidated his second lap. I'm going to say he's just on an end lap, though.
Yeah. The LR20 is coming around turn 10. Ooh, takes it wide. That's a really tricky corner to nail especially if you don't drive with ABS on.
Still got IG on the mediums. This will be his 4th lap. I'll have to see what he's doing there. If he's just trying to get through without having to use a pair of softs or what.
There's definitely going to be a bit of tire strategy going into today's race, I can tell. See if they want to do a one stop or a two stop and go from softs to mediums and stretch it out, or will they start on a medium and try and go to a soft? What would be your tire strategy for a 50% on this race?
From what I've done so far, it looks to be a medium to hard, and I get all my tracks confused because I'm in a couple of different leagues, but I believe this one you kind of got to stretch the medium to hard if you do that. I think if there was ever a track to do a two stop, this might be it.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
We've still got 5 people who hadn't put a lap in. It's getting kind of the time to where you at least want a safety lap in just in case.
Yeah, the top or the bottom five, they're really going to be wanting to put in some laps, and it seems as though they have yet to put in laps. We got BMW guy down in P16. He appears to be on a hot lap, but
Yep.
everyone behind him is either on an out lap or they're still in the pit. So I hope to see Infinite Gamer and Night Slayer put in a time, at least give it a shot.
And our winner from last week, Alkaline Rage, doesn't have a time in yet. So
That's right.
looks like he's on an out lap now.
Night Slayer still in the pit. BMW guy down in P16 with a invalidated lap. That's unfortunate.
So we've got the reserve for tonight for the Williams, Big Bambino. Looks like he's going to try to get another time in.
Must not have been pleased with that first time that he put in.
IG Chevy in P14. Is he starting a hot lap now? Yeah, I believe he's starting one.
I believe he is. This is lap 6 on those mediums.
And still 2.824 seconds off the leader, so you can definitely tell the speed difference around the track between mediums and softs. But if he can secure a spot in the top 10 with or top 15, sorry, with the mediums, then he's going to be able to decide whether he wants to do a faster lap or not on softs to get to Q1 or Q3.
It looks like Buck just put a 126.8 in. He's going to jump all the way to P2, and that's going to push Chevy down to 15th. He's on the bubble right now.
Oh boy. The Origins just bumped down into P16 now.
Looks like he's still in the pits too. If he has any hopes of getting to Q2, then he's going to want to get out there pretty soon.
Down in P19, Alkaline Rage, last weekend's race winner, out on a hot lap coming up through turn 12. Misses the curve of death. Looks like he's doing a solid lap so far.
Ooh, purple
Invalidates the lap.
invalidated.
Oh, really took turn 13 sharp there.
I'm anxious to see if he goes for a lap back to back here. I don't know. It'd be close if he had enough time to get in the pits and get back out.
Yeah, 3 minutes and 50 seconds. That's definitely going to be cutting it
Yeah,
close.
looks like he's going to try it. Infinite Gamer's got a lap in, 129.2. That's going to put him into 15th and push Chevy to 16th.
Oh, very good. So it looks like he is tentatively moving on to Q2. Night Slayer, he's out on a hot lap.
And he's one of the 3 that we don't have a lap for yet.
That's right.
He's going to need to put in something pretty good here to make it through to Q2.
He at least needs to beat Infinite's time.
129.2, that's right.
Well, we got a yellow flag in Sector 3. Let's see what he's able to pull off. Ooh, he makes it to P18. So that's
That's
going to
gonna knock.
lock him out of Q1.
I believe so. BMW guy and Alkaline Rage both on out laps. They're the last two that we don't have a lap for.
They must have been having troubles with corners because it's really easy to invalidate your lap on these corners.
Yep. Yeah, you're trying to push it to the limit so much to where sometimes you go a little over the limit and cut a corner. But I think they're going to just want to get a safe lap in here and try to advance to Q2.
For sure. BMW guy with a very nice lead. Done turn 10. They're both on out lap, so they're just warming up their tires. But this is their last shot. That's all they got, is this last hot lap. And BMW guy starts his hot lap, comes across the finish line.
Yeah, not many guys out on track right now. Looks like maybe 6, 7 at the most. So those guys are going to try to be improving on their time and see what they can do.
I'm really curious to see where these two will come out. These are their first full flying laps that they're going to have.
Looks like Alkaline Rage is coming up on a Ferrari. Hopefully he'll get out of the way. Yep, he does.
Perfect. Very late braking into turn 10 for BMW.
There's so much time to be gained and lost there. I mean, you can lose as much as a half a second to a second in that turn.
Absolutely. It appears as though BMW guy is driving slow.
Yes.
Alkaline Rage is coming up right behind him. Hopefully he doesn't impede him.
So unless something happens, I'm not showing that he'll have a time.
No, something must be wrong. Or he
I bet the stream. I wonder if the stream is a few seconds behind. I know that happens sometimes. It seems like sometimes it could be like 30 seconds behind.
Alkaline Rage managed to secure P7 so far. Just waiting for
So that puts
Night Slayer.
Bowtie to 15. Infinite Gamer has been knocked down into the.
He's been knocked out of Q2.
Exactly. So I believe Q2 is set. All of the guys 16 through 20 are either in the pits or.
Put all the laps in that they can do. So 1 through 15 should be safe.
BMW guy just pulling out of the pits. He must be given a free lap. Not really sure how that works. Maybe because he wasn't able to put in a valid time.
I think it's just a glitch in the game, honestly. It always gives you those extra, is it 2.5 minutes at the end after everybody's finished?
Oh, okay, that's right.
Yeah, still kind of early on with in the process with Codemasters. Hopefully they'll get that fixed pretty soon.
Everybody is hanging out in the pits. It looks like it's only Night Slayer and BMW guy out on the track so far.
All right, so it looks like the grid's set for 16 through 20. 16th we've got Infinite Gamer, 17th IG Chevrolet Made, 18th the Origins, 19th Night Slayer, and 20th BMW Guy, who didn't set a time. Kind of interested to see in Q2 what tires these guys try to qualify on to start the race. There's so many different ways you can go here with the medium to hards. Some people might try to qualify on the hards like Max Verstappen did this morning. So
That's right, that's right.
seemed to work pretty well for him, so we might have a couple to try that.
And in a way, these are very similar tracks, Bahrain and Silverstone, because they are both high-speed corner tracks where there's a lot fewer tight corners where you might want a soft tire to give you better traction in and out of.
And also, kind of similar to Silverstone, there's a lot more right-handed turns than there are left-handed, so it's going to put a lot of pressure on that front left tire.
That's right. My goodness, did they have tire troubles today at Silverstone. Tires were
Man,
blistering like crazy. It's almost like Pirelli rigged the tires, I want to say.
yeah, I almost feel like it was worse this weekend than it was last weekend. It seemed like especially Mercedes, every set that they put on, they had blisters not long
Yeah.
after they were out on the track.
7, 8 laps in, and Valtteri Bottas is being told by his engineer that the tires are critical.
Critical. Yeah, that's crazy.
I'd go at least 8 laps on a 50% set of softs on this game, anyways.
Yep,
Should be able to
exactly.
go closer to 20 if you stretch them.
Hmm. All right, so we've got a couple of going out already. Looks like JPR is on the mediums. Got Morphus starting on the hards. Takes a little wide to turn in.
Son of Krypton getting an early start. He's the first one to take on the track. He's out on a set of soft tires. He just wants all that clean air in front of him so he doesn't have anyone blocking him.
F1 Sib Wolf coming out on the mediums. So it looks like it's about half and half so far. Medium to softs. Interesting to see how that plays out if the medium guys can get into Q3. Yeah, I think Son of Krypton has kind of taken the Haas approach. It seems like they're always the first ones to get out on track here lately.
Yeah, they've definitely got a reputation for doing that. But I got to admit that Renault does look great on the screen.
Yep, it really does.
I love the
Under
matte
the night
black.
lights.
They're a hard car to track down the die cast for. I've been trying to get my hands on one.
Yeah, it's usually your Ferrari, Mercedes, and Red Bull are the three main ones.
Yeah, for sure.
Looks like Son of Krypton's out on his first hot lap.
Yeah, he's coming up to turns 9 and 10. Brakes going red hot as he hammers down into turn 10.
Looks like he did pretty well through there. so hard not to get on the gas too early right there too.
Absolutely.
Looking pretty good so far.
Oh, we have a yellow flag in Sector 2.
I believe it's a Haas.
Morphus pulling off the track.
Son of Krypton's 127.9.
Okay, not far off of last qualifying session's time. We'll see if he's able to improve on it. Maybe throw on another set of tires.
We might have a situation here. We've got LR20 and JPR look like they're on a hot lap. See how that goes. They're pretty close to each other. Okay, JPR backs off.
There it is. Okay, Big Bambino with 126.5. And really, this is a tricky track to find a good spot to pull out of the way for someone on a hot lap too, because it's got some wacky corners.
Lots of corners you can take multiple lines through, so you almost have to get completely off the track just to make sure
Exactly.
you're not going to be in the way.
And in doing that, you don't want to compromise your own tires by running off into a gravel trap.
Right, and it's hard to determine. It's hard to see where those gravel traps are. I know there was a couple of turns where I would run off wide to try to get out of somebody's way, and I would go through a gravel trap and didn't even see it until you get up on it.
Because it looks like the rest of the track.
Exactly. Got El Shackle 128.5. That's going to put him P7.
F1 Sib causing a yellow flag in Sector 2. He's spun off the track and wrecked his front wing. That's unfortunate.
JJ Dog putting up a monster lap, 126.1. He's on the softs.
That's 3.367 seconds ahead of P2, so Big Bambino is going to have to improve by nearly 4/10 if he wants to secure P1, but as long as he stays out of 10th or lower, he'll be okay.
Still got, it's like maybe 5 guys still not to put a lap. Maybe only one's in the pits though. Everybody's on out lap right now. Got Buck starting his hot lap in the Haas. Just taking turn 1. That was pretty nice. I don't know about you, JK. I feel like I spin the tires a lot coming out of turn 1, going into turn 2.
Yeah, there's a little bit of an elevation change there, so I tend to spin my tires a bit too there, just because I have to give that little extra gas going out of turn 1, but that's why I usually short shift up to 3rd gear to try and use more of the torque and drown out the engine essentially, just so I don't spin the tires.
Right.
But that is a good sequence of corners where you can either make or break a lot of time on your lap.
Yep, for sure. Just riding along with Bucks, I looked like he had a purple sector 1, so he's got a pretty good lap going here.
That's
purple
right.
Sector 2 as well.
We'll see if he's able to beat a 126.1. I do know he is a fast driver. Here he comes. Let's see what he's able to put out. P4. 8/10 off the leader.
Must have had some issues coming all the way through Sector 3. 2 purple sectors, you're expecting something pretty close to the lead.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like we've got our man T-Pound on a flying lap on the mediums.
Well, it looks like I think he might have biffed a hot lap. I think this might be his first hot lap on these mediums because he went really slow through 9 and 10, and I wondered if he was just being cautious on his new out lap.
Yeah, could be.
Got a yellow flag in sector 1.
Yeah, T-Pound puts a 128.7 on. That's going to put him P11. He's going to want to improve from that if he wants to make it to Q3. We'll see how he goes about that.
Yeah.
Might want to slap a set of softs on, or if he's content starting on the mediums.
Well, the rest of the top 10 are more or less 50-50 on the mediums and softs. I think there is one more driver on softs than mediums, so the softer tire is definitely going to be able to put in a better time.
Yeah, and actually our top 4 all have the soft tire on.
But Trevor could also use this as a tire strategy, and maybe he just went a little easier on his set of mediums, and he's going to hang tight back there in P11 and then stretch those out and go to a softs and just fly through the last few laps of the race.
Definitely could. Looks like he's going pretty quickly through. Like he's coming to the end of sector 2 here.
Yeah, he's doing back-to-back hot laps. I'm watching him right now.
If he can improve.
Very close to. Oh, he's on an
Got
in
on
lap.
the gas a little early. Yep. Alkaline Rage once again keeping it in the garage till pretty late. He still doesn't have a time. 4 minutes, 30 seconds left. Let's see what he can do.
He could be sitting in there until the end to just watch and feel out the grid, see what kind of times people are doing on what tire compound.
And as everybody puts their laps in, the track's going to heat up and guys are going to start posting faster times the later we get into the qualifying sessions.
That's
Might be
right.
trying to maximize the lap time you can get.
Judging by the fact that Alkaline Rage is out on mediums right now, I could see that as him maybe sandbagging Q1 and 2, just making it through to Q3 on these mediums, where then he's going to put in a baller of a lap in Q3 and really aim for that pole position.
Yeah, he definitely had the pace last weekend. Said he was our Australia race winner, and so I'm sure he's looking for a repeat this weekend as well.
Man, do I absolutely love the look of the new Mercedes under these night lights.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're definitely pretty.
Son of Krypton in P7 with a 127.9, coming around the final corner to start a fresh hot lap. He's on 1 lap old soft, so let's see if he's able to improve on that. We'll come back to him.
Yeah, he's definitely in that zone in 7th where you want to improve a little, but you don't want to completely waste a set of softs either. So.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to burn them out where you have to use them later on in the race, or you don't have another set of soft tires and you're stuck using those like 10 or 13% worn tires in Q3 trying to go for pole position.
Right, and these are the tires that they'll start the race on if they finish in the top 10. So
That's right. You have to start the race on the tires that you set your fastest lap time with.
Mr. Delia's out. Wonder if he had an accident or if he just retired in the pits. Don't see anybody on the track.
Oh, up in P5. Yeah, didn't even get to put a lap in that I see.
Yeah, I've got him at 127.7.
127.7. On my screen it shows he's 0 laps on his soft tires, so I don't know if that's another Codemaster's bug or not.
Ton of Krypton looks like he's going into the pits. Not going to put another lap in.
No, eh?
That's going to be it for his qualifying session. Sitting in P7.
So far he's safe in P7s. He won't really have to worry about being bumped out of Q2.
I'm showing Alkaline Rage in the pits. With he hadn't put up a lap so far this session. I'm only showing 40 seconds left. I'm not going to have enough time to get a lap in.
Looks like his teammate just headed out of the pits. Just under 30 seconds left in the session.
Oh, and El Shackle just goes around. He hit the curb of death in 12.
Oh, shoot.
He's sitting at P10. He's going to be on the bubble. It's going to be close.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, it looks like we've got Morphus. He's the only one outside of the top 10 putting another lap in. So we're going to see if he can improve and knock El Shackle off from P10. Oh, he goes around too.
Oh, no. That's unfortunate. Right at the infamous curb of death.
That's back to back.
Bahrain, you never cease to amaze me.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be something to watch during the race, especially for these guys trying to do a one-stop, maybe medium to hard. Those hards get worn down. Even if you don't hit the curb, it's going to be hard to keep it straight through that turn.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's gonna lock us in. Don't you think, JK?
Well, we got one more person down in 9th place who's just coming around on an outlap. Oh, he's coming into the pits.
He's taking it in, yeah.
I think he might have gone out without enough time to do a hot lap. There's only 30 seconds left, I believe.
I think so too. So it looks like we're gonna have T-Pounds, Morphus, Phase, and Alkaline Rage eliminated from Q3. So the top 10 will move on. And we've got T-Pound and Alkaline. They were on the mediums, but of course they'll get to choose what tire that they want to start on. So we'll see. We'll see what their decision is later on. And JJ Dog 126.1. That's a crazy lap.
That is a flyer for Q2. He's got 0.367 seconds off the second place Big Bambino.
Pretty close gap from 2 to 4. We'll see if that continues into Q3.
It would appear there are still cars driving around on track. I just saw a yellow flag. Must be an AI.
Yeah, I think if you finish your hot lap after qualifying's over, the AI just takes over and drives around.
Yeah, that's right.
I do wonder if that wears your tires anymore. I thought about that earlier because that would kind of suck.
I sure hope not. Although
especially
I've
for the
never thought of
guys.
that.
Yeah, the guys going for a one stop. That's gonna definitely hurt them if that is the case.
Mm-hmm. So we have JJ Dog 1982 up in P1 with a 1 minute 26.150. Down in 11th place through 14th, we have CRL T Pound Morphus. I'm sorry if I butcher your name, Felzania, and Alkaline Rage being eliminated from Q3.
And I think that kind of come back to bite Alkaline Rage in the end. Second qualifying session in a row where he's kind of went out late and he's coming down to the wire to put a lap in. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll see if he can make his way through the pack and try to get close to a podium, get as many points as he can.
Yeah, he's really gonna have to put in some hard work if he wants to make his way up the grid. Shouldn't be too much longer here.
I was thinking I saw a countdown timer last qualifying session.
Here's a little fun information for you about this track. It made its debut in 2004, so it's been running for 16 years now. Unfortunately, they won't be racing there this season in the real life F1. But last year's 2019 pole position was set by Charles Leclerc with a 1 minute 27.866. So already the 2020 cars are over a second faster on this track.
And I'm gonna say Ferrari would gladly take that time again. They've struggled a little this year, but
Oh,
we'll
I
see.
wish I wish I had a sound effect for that.
Charles seems to be driving the car pretty well. I don't know about Sebastian, but
Yeah, he had a rough go on the track today. He did his spin as usual, but
looks like in
hasn't
the
even
Discord we've got a few guys complaining of a black screen. So hopefully that kind of works itself out as time goes on.
I should have already fixed that. I had some other things turned on that I shan't have turned on.
Well, this is I believe it's not the stream, maybe just the waiting to get into Q3, maybe.
Could be that. Oh, like if their screen's all black, yeah, that could just be the waiting screen. I'm not sure what is happening if we're still waiting for someone's loading screen.
Yeah, this is one of the reasons we definitely wanted to wait till a few weeks after Codemasters came out with the game to kind of give them a little bit of time to work out the bugs. Still have a few, but we'll see what we can do. Looks like it's going on to Q3 now, so we should be good.
Perfect. One more qualifying session. This is the one where you really clench your teeth. I know I sure was watching the qualifying yesterday morning for Britain.
Mhm.
Hamilton puts in his fastest lap and takes P1, and then Valtteri right behind him and just gets him by 600ths of a second.
It's really crazy how fast Valtteri Bottas is in qualifying.
He's
It
very good in
seems,
qualifying, that's for sure.
yeah. I guess I don't know if it's just his consistency or what, keeping him behind Lewis, but Lewis has definitely gotten the better of him so far this year.
But it's quite interesting because last weekend Hamilton had the lead right off the start of the race. Within the first two laps, he was over a second ahead of P2, who
Yep.
was his teammate, and that rule got completely reversed for this morning's race. So
Yep.
very good driving to see them both at an equal performance like that. They kind of take their turns when they have their good and bad days.
Right. Yeah, I was anxious to see how they. I know Mercedes came over the radio and said they were racing each other. They could race each other. So
Yeah,
I was anxious to see how that would go.
yeah,
Looked
just
like
let the
Lewis was a
boys
lot
go.
faster. All right, looks like everybody got everybody but three coming out on an outlap, so it's going to be pretty busy out there. Definitely not as much time in Q3 as there have been in the previous two qualifying sessions, only 12 minutes. So we're going to try to get a quick time in, and then maybe wait and see kind of what you need to do later on. See if you need to put in another lap.
Yeah, you roughly have time for 2 hot laps if you're quick about it.
Looks like everybody's going out on the soft, so that's a good thing. I know the first time I was in a full qualifying, I wanted to start on the medium tires. So I went out on softs for both Q1 and Q2, thinking that Q3 I would need to run the mediums. Well, I was wrong.
The
So
or
I started in 10th and still had to start on the softs. So
Oh no.
that wasn't very fun. So I learned a valuable lesson there.
The or 20 getting a little loose in the back end coming into turn 7, so I hope he didn't lose too much time off his delta there. Because he was the first one to step out of the pits to do a hot lap.
DRS Open 126.858. It's going to be a pretty good lap. And we've got Big Bambino 126.9 right behind him.
Yeah, only perfectly 1/10 off of him. So he's maybe going to look to improve that if he feels like it. See if he gets bumped down at all, because there's still a lot of people to put in hot laps yet.
Yep, for sure. Son of Krypton 127.6. He's in P3 right now. And then El Shackle 127.697. That'll put him P4. Looks like we've got JPR on a hot lap. He's coming around the last turn. Looks like
He's
gonna
pulling
go
into
in
the pits. Didn't end up putting in a time.
Yeah, I think he was around 132 when he was going in, so something must have happened with him. And he didn't want to waste any more tires than he had to, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
JK, do we want to send it down to the pits? To Bowtie, see what he thinks about
Sure.
thinks about everything that's going on so far?
Let's do that. Alright, I believe everyone should be in here. Peter, are you in here? What about Jonathan? Can I hear from Jonathan? There he is.
Alright, Bowtie, what'd you see out there?
I'm not sure if he's in the chat party. Maybe he's in the race
Maybe
lobby.
he's in game chat. But he is. Alright, so we got a couple more lap times in. Buck with a 126.990. That's put him in P3. And then Jose Umbet, 127.1. Good enough for P4. Looks like he's still going. See if he'll put another time in or if he's getting to the pits.
Dewey down in P8, just starting a hot lap. Went through turns 1, 2, and 3 very nicely. In the AlphaTauri, sorry. Hey, I've been corrected on how I pronounce that team's name, and I think it has to do with my Canadian accent because Americans say sorry. Is that not correct? And I say sorry. So is it
you say Alpha?
AlphaTauri or AlphaTauri? Because
I think that you're closer on that one.
AlphaTauri.
If not from my southern
Sorry.
accent, I believe that's how I would pronounce it as well.
Yeah, you've got a bit of a
Evening, guys.
southern drawl. Hey, there's Peter.
What do you know, buddy?
Hey, we're just hanging out in the pits, watching some live stream.
Yeah, I had to stream on for a second. You guys are knocking it out of the park here. Trying to get some invites sent out to guys that got lagged out.
Great, thanks. So how did qualifying go?
It's been a quite interesting quali at this point, hasn't it?
Yeah, very interesting to see who makes it through the different qualifying sessions.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about mine.
Well, our job here is done.
No, really, I mean, this track is, it's pretty difficult. It's kind of hard when you've got you're trying to avoid someone. I can't think of the turn number right off the top of my head, but it's the one notorious for death curb.
Turn 12.
Turn 12.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We saw at least two go around there back to back. So it's definitely had an impact, especially on Q2.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard. Earlier, I was just running a multiplayer by myself and loaded my car up with gas. Figured I'd see how it went. Typically came around to lap 3, you started losing traction, and you're starting to have to, if you do a manual gearbox, you're going to have to start playing around with your gears a little bit and make sure you stay straight. Didn't happen for me, though.
And that's another thing I was talking to JK about, the guys that are trying for a one-stop strategy. And they get on those hards late in the race, it's going to be hard to keep it straight, even if you do keep it off the curb.
That's right.
Well, and those hards on this track, I don't know, I mean, if they've got the simulation of having the sand on the track, but that was one of the things one of the tires I stressed on the most, just in case, you don't know what kind of safety car action you're going to get. And it was like driving in wet conditions with no traction control. It was pretty difficult.
Yeah, it is. I think that's what I was telling JK also. I feel like this race will be, if there was ever one for a two-stop strategy, I would think it might be this one. Really
Yeah,
gotta stretch
and
the mediums and the hards to get all the way.
I'm right there with you. It's really hard to come up with a strategy. I'm placing farther back than I thought I should. So my strategy is changed up a little bit. I didn't want to go out on softs, but I think I might have to lead on softs just to try to get some space and try to climb my way up the ladder and then switch to mediums a little bit later. And then maybe back to softs.
Yeah, it'll be definitely interesting to see the different strategies that everyone does. think there's so many different ways you can go with it. So,
And should there be, in the event of a safety car, that'll really change everyone's pit strategies.
right.
Exactly.
And especially at this track, turn one is just about a hairpin. So it's gonna be
Yeah.
interesting to see
It's
how
gonna
everyone
be.
handles that at the start of the race.
We're gonna start to see how a lot of people drive on a track like this. Like you just said, it's a hairpin turn. So you're going. I think it was from 200 miles an hour down to 60 just to pull off a turn at the drop of a hat.
Right.
So you might be at 100 to 150 from the starting line to that turn. That's
Right.
that's that's quite quick braking right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone will have to be very aware of kind of everyone around them, and I know
Absolutely.
a lot of people like to send it into turn one. We're gonna hope for it that everybody keeps it pretty clean.
Well, there's not a whole heck of a lot of passing zones because it seems like once you come out of one, I mean, you've got the long straight,
Right.
and then you got two long straights. So that's gonna be your most optimum places of passing is make sure that, or hope and pray that the guy goes wide and you get the inside line, and
Yep.
or maybe pull a switchback through the turns. You just don't know.
Yeah, either waiting for a mistake or trying to save as much ERS as you can for those straights.
Yeah. Well, there's-
Bahrain is definitely a track that'll eat your lunch if you let it.
JJ
Alright,
Dog
looks like
with a
we've got
fastest
JJ Dog.
lap.
I'm not sure that is not exactly the same time that he put in Q2.
Probably very close. I think it was a 1:26.1 as well.
Yeah, that poor guy got disconnected. It was on the Discord, sitting there begging for an invite back. And so when you guys sent me something that you were in my party, I'm like, I'm trying to get the guy back in the race. He's like, please, please, somebody.
Codemasters definitely has some issues to work out, but we're hoping as the game gets older and kind of start figuring out everything that needs to be worked on, they'll find those and get them all fixed for us.
Individuals' internet connection can vary as well. I mean,
True.
we've got some guys in our league that they've just basically run off of Wi-Fi because that's the best they've got, and them poor guys drop out all the time. Just like Trevor last year, T-Pound on this track, he dropped out I think twice.
That's right. Yeah.
That's when he finally turned around and hardwired his. I think he had to buy a 100-foot cable to hardwire to his modem. If my memory serves me right.
I think you're right. All right, so we've got JJ Dog in P1 right now. LR20 looks like he's P2. He's in the pits. Big Bambino P3. F1 Sib Wolf is P4. Looks like he's going out on a lap. I'm not sure if that it'll count. Mr. Delia P5. Jose Ambet P6. Buck P7, El Shackle P8, JPR P9, and Son of Krypton P10. That's
Very
another
good.
Renault that we talked about having a good week last week. We'll see what he can do.
Well, thank you very much for the quick chat, Peter. I'm going to go set up another chat party for those of you wondering why the screen is going black.
Enjoyed it. Thanks for the chat, gentlemen.
Yeah, good luck.
I need it. We'll see y'all at the end.
Take it. All right, we are back online.
Hopefully we can get to the race a little quicker than we got to qualifying 3. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, 30 seconds. Perfect. There's the session timer.
Yeah, it looks like even 2 through 7 is very close. Like it's only separated about 6/10.
Yeah, that's still very good.
So, A lot of times qualifying pace is might differ to see who has a little better qualifying pace than race pace. So we'll see how everybody stacks up.
Mm-hmm.
I think more than anything, I'm interested to see how the different strategies go.
Turn 1 through 3 on the first lap will be a big determining factor.
Yeah, there's going to have to be a lot of give and take because the guys on the inside of going into turn 1 will be on the outside, so they're going to have to either get a really good run in turn 1 or try to keep it side by side going through turn 2.
Mm-hmm.
Back into that straight, maybe use a little DRS. It'll be interesting.
And there's going to be a lot of pressure on that pole sitter too, because going into turn 1 he's going to have a train of cars coming after him, and he's really going to want to create some distance in the first few laps before DRS gets enabled too.
Yep, for sure, for sure. Yeah, the faster he can get out of that DRS range, the better for him.
And here we are at the start of the formation lap. JJ Dog leading us in P1, Sibwolf in P2. That's the front row. And it looks as though everyone was able to get off on the formation lap. Nobody stuck ghosted at the start.
Yeah, definitely want to give everybody space in the formation lap. Don't want to have any incidents going through there. Just trying to get the tires warm.
Because the penalties you can get for bumping into someone during a formation lap are horrendous.
Yeah, they're very sensitive.
5-second drive-throughs and all that.
Yep. We had an incident in one of my other leagues where I was in P2 and was under the safety car and got bumped in the rear, and both of us got a 5-second penalty. So that's something you want to look out for and kind of want to give everybody space.
Everybody's working their way through the hairpin. Second one.
And I'm noticing Steel Wolf on the mediums. He's in P2. That's going to be something to look out for.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to try to stretch it to a one-stop. We'll be able to see how that compares to JJ Dog and P1 on the softs.
Yeah, for sure. See if maybe JJ Dog might try and do an undercut up ahead and stretch out a pair of softs.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Or mediums, I mean.
They're already getting to the start line, so that was a pretty quick formation lap.
All the cars are driving through each other. The grid is forming.
Yeah, definitely interesting to see this first turn. It's going to be wild for the first 2 or 3 turns, like you said. Anxious to see how everybody gets through.
All right. The lights are on. Or, no, almost. It's lights out and away we go.
Looks like JJ Dog gets a very good start, leaving everybody. He's going to have a clean run into turn 1.
Sibwolf trying to overtake. Looks like he's ghosted.
Oh.
Sibwolf. I think he might have got dropped from the server. As his car was being approached by others, there's some ghosting action going on.
I think El Shackle might have had an incident. He's dropped back to the back. He's definitely off the pace, it looks like. I know it usually takes a couple of laps for the position chart on the left to be correct, so we'll wait for that to work itself out.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing the Codemasters will need to work on.
I see some good battling going on between 7th and 8th place. Oh, JPR and Buck make contact. JPR just made an overtake going into turn 9 and 10 on Buck.
Ooh, and Son of Krypton runs wide. Looks like he was going to try to make a move after that contact with Buck.
We've got a few tenths between those few drivers.
Got T-Pound going over Night Slayer. Looks like he is... Ooh.
Night Slayer getting close with T-Pound.
That's a great save.
Bowtie going wheel to wheel 3 wide through the start.
Bayes had to have his ERS overtake button on.
Oh, absolutely. Something is going on with my leaderboard. I am sorry if you were watching. It is bouncing all over the place. I'm watching Bowtie right now. He's in P14. For a split second there, he was up in P3 somehow.
I think El Shackle and Morphus have had some issues. They're off the pace. Looks like somebody's off. Origins has spun. And he's down to P18, getting past.
Oh no.
So we'll see if he sticks with his strategy or if he comes in to try to make a set of hards last, or what he might do.
Doesn't appear to have any damage that I can see.
Got IG riding very close to the rear of Infinite. He's going to be looking to make a move going into the straight. Gets a good exit.
DRS is now enabled, so the drivers will now have that option to overtake on the straights where DRS is able to be activated, like right here, going through turns 3 up to 4. Buck with an overtake on JPR in turn 4.
Looks like JPR is not finished. Yeah, he holds on. That's impressive.
Buck really making an effort to try and get past him coming up to turn 9. Let's see if he's able to make it on this straight with that DRS.
Looks
and
like
he gets a better exit.
He does. What a great turn.
With DRS on the exit. Looks like the Williams of Big Bambino in P3 is chasing down the LR20. He's 5 tenths behind him, so he's going to get DRS on the first straight.
Yeah, he's going to be looking to open that ERS up. I guarantee it, and get a pass going into turn 1. Oh, we've got a virtual safety car. What? That's happened.
Uh-oh, somebody's had an accident. Let's see.
Mr. Delia.
Mr. Delia. Oh.
He's missing his entire front wing.
Pulling into the pits to get that replaced. Let's see what compound of tires he's going to get switched to. Hopefully he's able to make a conscious change before he was able to pull in. Another set of mediums.
Oh, it looks like he's retired.
Oh, that's unfortunate. DNF.
Right now we've got AlphaTauri 19 and 20th. The Origin's the only one left. He's gonna want to make a push to get some points for AlphaTauri in this race.
For sure. He's gonna have to make it all the way up into 10th place.
JPR with the drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car.
Oh no.
That's a killer for your race. That's something you want to avoid at all costs.
The only way a guy could be okay with that is if he has a free pit stop plus 5 seconds leading the race. I mean,
Right.
you'd have to be you'd have to be Lewis Hamilton the other day.
Exactly. And sitting in seventh where JPR is, it's gonna be tough for him to recover. We'll see what he can do.
All he can do is push as hard as he can to make up as many places.
We've got Bambino making a pass on LR20. Looks like he gets it done. Ooh.
Oh, LR20
making a
fight
move.
back.
We're gonna see what happens to this DRS zone. LR20 has the DRS wide open.
Looks like Infinite's making a late braking overtake going into turn 1, trying to get an overtake on Phase. It looks like he managed to got. They're going
battling.
3 wide with Bowtie. Bowtie's making an overtake on Infinite going into turn 4. Can he take it?
I think
He does.
did. What a great move.
Let's see if Phase is
we've
able to
got
do the
a-
same on Infinite.
Looks like we've got BMW guy DNF.
Oh,
that's
no.
gonna be in sector 2.
Infinite and Phase going wheel to wheel. Does he get DRS? He does on Phase. Bowtie just walking away from them, already 1.6 seconds ahead of the driver behind him.
Oh, safety car. That's Jose and Bet and Buck. Oh, they were fighting at the top of the grid. That's gonna be
Oh
tough.
no.
Looks like that was headed into the final turn before the. Well, that was actually.
They were up in turn 12.
Yeah,
Between turn 12 and 13. Oh no.
just on the exit. Yep. So that's going to put a little pressure on their teammates, try to secure some points. Got Jose and Betts teammate sitting in P2, so that should be good. And Buck's teammate is in P14, so he's going to want to move up to get some points for them.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people going into the pits during the safety car. We got 4 people pitting. Trying to make a last minute change to gain an advantage over the people staying out.
IG Chevy looked like he got a 5-second penalty under the safety car, something we talked about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it was with JJ Dog. Stewards will have to have a look at that. Hopefully he'll be recording his race and
Able to appeal
make any
it.
changes if necessary. Really unfortunate for Jose and Bed and Buck. I know they were looking to have a good race today. I know Jose was, I believe he missed the first race, so he was looking to get some big points for Mercedes.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like he'll have to wait until Vietnam to try to secure his first points of the season.
That's right, and that's going to be a very tricky race to Vietnam. Not many people are very big fans of that track.
Yeah, it's definitely, I think it draws a lot of comparisons to Monaco, maybe even some Japan.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Those 2 tracks, they got a lot of similarities. It's the really tight technical corners and fast straights.
Right. You have anybody on the hard tires? Looks like we have a few.
Yeah, we got JPR in P9. He's on a fresh set of hard tires. Phase in P12 on hards as well. JJ Dog in P5.
We'll see if they're looking to make those last to the end. JJ Dog, he was sitting up near the top, if not in first, when he went in. So he's gonna try to get back to that P1. Like we've even got more in the pits now. Morphus, JPR, and IG Chevrolet.
Looks like we're going to have a safety car out for another lap or 2 while these drivers catch up.
Did you happen to notice if JPR if he was able to serve his drive-through before the safety car?
I did not know.
Hopefully he, of course, you can't serve that under the safety car, so hopefully he knew that going in.
Yeah,
not,
he's likely going to have to make another stop.
Yep. And he put the softs on, so those probably won't last, 8 to 9 laps the most?
Yeah, I'd be comfortable. I've stretched soft tires 12 laps, but that really depends on your car setup. If it's dialed in perfectly for you on a track, you'll be able to stretch them out. But usually around laps 7 or 8, I start thinking about pitting.
Right. Yeah, several slippery turns around here. Old tires aren't what you want going around those. So let's say we're going to have, looks like a lot of the leaders decided to stay out. We've got LR20, P1 stayed out on the 6-lap-old softs. And the rest of the guys on mediums, F1 Civ Wolf, CRL T-Pound, Night Slayer, all on the 6-lap-old mediums. So we'll see how that fares for them.
The LR20 is going to have a lot of pressure with those 4 or 5 cars behind him. I mean, there's 4 sets of 6-lap-old mediums and a fresh set of hards. So there's going to be a lot more longevity behind him than he has ahead of him.
They're heading out. Safety car's in. Looks like Civ Wolf's making a move. Oh, and Night Slayer just... What a move.
Oh, we got
Slayer.
lots of people going wide.
Oh, Civ Wolf. Civ Wolf has got spun, as well as T-Pound. Those were 2 guys at the very front. That's gonna hurt them. They're gonna have to make their way through a lot of traffic to get back to where they were.
We got, Civ Wolf down 11 places because of that spin. He was right up at the front.
I don't know if you saw that move from Night Slayer, JK, but that so far is the move of the race. I think he passed like 3 cars in turn 1.
He's currently up 5 positions, or 4 now, but that
very late breaking.
Thread a needle.
Yep.
Looks like we got some wheel-to-wheel action between 2 Red Bull teammates in 7th and 8th place. Alkaline all over the back end of his teammate Bowtie going into turn 13.
We'll have to see if there are any team orders involved in this decision.
Yeah.
Looks like Bowtie's pulling a little gap, so it'll have to wait.
Oh, but he gets the back end a little loose out of the final corner, loses time.
JPR, 5-second penalty, speeding
in the pit lane. Oof.
I'm gonna say this is his drive-through penalty. Yeah, he's past his pit lane, so that's just gonna add insult to injury.
Good battling going through turn 3 between 7th and 9th place. FaZe IG Chevy and Civ Wolf going at it.
That's a 4-way battle for 7th.
Oh, Civ Wolf really trying to do his best driving to push his way back up through the grid.
Oh.
And Shackle comes into the mix.
They get into each other a little.
Still 2 wide going into turn 9. Civ Wolf gets an overtake going into turn 10. Very nice driving there by both drivers. All 4 of them, really. There's a little contact made there that I could see.
It's tough going through some of these corners without making any contact. There's a lot of the turns. There's really one line that's the optimum line, and everybody's going to be fighting for that line. So
yeah, that's right. I agree.
Civ Wolf is on a charge. He's using every bit of his overtake. He is finally starting to save a little bit. He's definitely trying to make his way up as fast as he can.
T-Pound making an overtake in the final corner on Morphus. Very nicely done. Because there's no DRS on that back straight between 13 and 14, so you really have to harvest your ERS throughout the track just to just to have it for that last section there where you think you can get someone.
Looks like our leaders in the pits, LR20, has gone for the mediums. So we're going to see if he's going to be able to make those last to the end.
Big Bambino leading the race now. Been on
He's
one.
got a 2.5 second gap to JJ Dog, who was on the hards.
Both sets of tires only 3 laps old, but that's going to be a long stretch for him to go on a set of softs. He's going to have to do his best to fight off JJ Dog before he goes in pits.
We've got Bowtie right on the rear bumper of Night Slayer. They're going through, looks like turn 12.
Thinks about making an overtake in 13, doesn't go for it.
He's going for it here.
Gotta be on the overtake.
Oh, he definitely
is. He gonna go wide?
Every bit of it.
Oh, very good driving by both drivers.
He's got it. Wow. And Night Slayer goes into the pits.
Alkaline Rage coming up right behind Bowtie as well. Going into turn 1, let's see if they make any moves. Can see you setting up for a switchback.
Those safety cars really hurt LR20. He's all the way back in P13 after that pit. Night Slayer back to P15 on the hards, so he's going to try to make it the rest of the way. Oh, someone's around. It's Morphus, I believe.
Yep, Morphus has spun. I'm hoping to see some battling between T-Pound and Sibwolf in 7th and 8th. They're really keeping tight on the track.
T-Pound has overtake and his DRS wing open, so he's definitely looking for a move.
Yeah, JPR coming up on the right-hand side of Infinite going into turn 12 on the curve of death. Gives it back.
And as we were watching that battle, we had Sibwolf and battle with Sibwolf and T-Pound. Sibwolf got a 3-second penalty for exceeding track limits. So that's going to be something to watch out for as they come across the line for the end of the race.
A lot of the corners on this track, it's really good to get that perfect entry and that perfect apex, but if you try that too much, you end up getting a warning and then another warning and then you get a penalty and you're done for. So sometimes it's better to sacrifice the entry and benefit on the exit. Look at turn 10, I mean. I stressed that in the track guide video. T-Pound still sitting in P8 behind Sibwolf. Looks like he might be just trying to read his opponent and figure out where he can make it around him.
JPR made a move on Infinite Gamer. It looks like they took it back. Wow.
Did they get any damage? Doesn't look like it.
I think so.
3 wide on the middle stretch.
Looks like
Infinite spun.
Oh, it went wide. Yep.
Oh, that sucks.
The Alfa Romeos were definitely ganging up on the Racing Point and JPR.
Now JPR's trying to catch up to the LR20 and P9. Let's see if he's able to make any moves on him.
They are both completely out of overtake. They have used every bit of it. JPR will have DRS coming into this straight, though.
Coming up to turn 1. Let's see if he's going to take him on the inside. He is.
Like he's going to try it.
He's going to try.
Contact.
And the LR20 manages to keep his position.
Oh, they are. Oh, my goodness. They are so close. More contact. They are racing. This has been a battle brewing for the last couple of laps, I think.
Everybody's slowly starting to space themselves out now. I don't really see too many close gaps between anyone under a second.
I think we've got Alkaline Rage and Bowtie are going to be our closest ones right now. Battle between teammates for third.
Mm-hmm. Those are the battles I like to see, though. Two teammates perfectly paired, neck and neck, for lap after lap.
Oh, Bowtie with a 3-second penalty. That's gonna
hurt him cut the final
bad.
Corner. Here comes Alkaline Rage right up behind him.
He's got plenty of overtake too. That's when Bowtie looks like he's used most of his, so he's gonna have a tough time holding him off in the straights.
Infinite Gamer down in P12 comes out right behind El Shackle.
Got Night Slayer looking to make a move. Origins. Looks like
just
he's ghosted.
Just going through the ghost, coming up to Morphus. Interesting swerving tactic there.
They seem to be on the same strategy, so they will be racing each other.
And they're both on hard tires too.
Looks like Night Slayer has a 4-lap newer hard, so he should have the advantage in that respect.
Mm-hmm. Infinite Gamer on 20-lap old medium tires. Bowtie as well.
I think that's a glitch. But, we'll see, I guess. I would be shocked.
Well, given we're only on lap 15.
Big Bambino's going for the hards, so he's definitely going the rest of the way. It's like he's serving a penalty as well.
Yep, 5-second penalty.
He's down to 6th, 7th.
And that 5 seconds feels like an hour when you're in the pits.
It really does. El Shaco's in the pits as well. He got himself a 5-second penalty entering the pits. He put on the hards, I believe. Yep. So we've got guys getting ready for their last stint. Looking to go the rest of the way on those hards.
Yeah, only 14 laps left. We are just over halfway through the race.
So we've got a battle brewing. Sib Wolf and Morphus down in P12 and P13. Sib Wolf's going to be a man on a mission trying to get through the pack.
Mm-hmm. And Morphus goes wide in turn 8. Sib Wolf makes it by him.
And it looks like Alkaline is just kind of hanging with Bowtie, kind of keeping the same 6/10 gap. Still got plenty of overtakes, so we'll see how that goes in the last few laps. If he's just content with third, or if Bowtie can pull away from him.
Yeah, I noticed he does have a lot more ERS harvested than his teammate does ahead of him, so he's probably just waiting until the last few laps to make that final move and take P2.
Right. Solid showing so far from Red Bull. P2 and P3, that's going to do well for the constructors' points if they can hold those positions.
Trevor down in P14 now moved up to, or P13 now moved up to 12 going in turn 1. Tries to make an overtake on Morphus. Morphus breaks too late going into turn 1 and Trevor gets by.
Got it done. And then we've got Sib Wolf looking to make a move on Night Slayer there. back to front. Very close. Night Slayer runs wide and gets a 3-second penalty. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how these penalties work out at the end.
Yeah, because that's gonna, once all that balances out, I'm sure we're gonna see a lot of changes in the final grid once they get awarded.
Yep. Night Slayer goes wide again.
Sid Wolf makes the overtake and gets it done.
Yeah, so he's picked up, what, 3 positions in the last couple of laps?
Yeah, that's right. He's been moving up steadily.
Still got Alkaline Rage holding that 6/7 deficit to Bowtie.
Just park there nicely for now. Curious if he's using that as a strategy or not.
Yeah, they've got a little gap, 2 seconds to Chevrolet Made, so we'll see if Chevrolet starts to push, if Alkaline Rage is in a hurry to get by.
Yeah, and we'll see what kind of strategy Chevy's got, because he might be able to slowly catch up to Alkaline and put some stress on him for 3rd place on that podium.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not sure if Alkaline will have to pit again or not. Of course, it says he's on 16-lap old mediums, but I'm not sure if we can trust that at this point with Bowtie being on the 26-lap old mediums.
Yeah, for sure.
Chevrolet just cut the gap about half a second and about half a lap, so he might be pushing.
Trevor doing his best to keep up to that Ferrari in front of him.
JJ Dog with a 3-second penalty. He's P1, he's got a 7-second gap, but if he has too many more of those, it's going to evaporate pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's right. There's nothing worse than Sebastian Vettel at Canada 2019 made the overtake on Lewis Hamilton and the chicane, gets P1 taken away from him. That's when he parked. That's when he parked his car and he went and moved the first and second signs.
I remember that.
I'm so glad he did that too, because that's what got the FIA's attention. And later on at Austria, when Max made that mean overtake on Leclerc at turn 1, that's when the FIA said, no, we're just going to let the boys race. And they quoted that, let the boys race.
Trevor making a move on Night Slayer. Looks like he's going to make it stick.
Oh! I'm sure Night Slayer got a warning for that.
For sure.
Still wheel to wheel. Night Slayer still keeping it in front of Williams. He bit a bullet there by taking a warning.
I think Trevor might have got squeezed a little coming out of that corner.
Mm-hmm.
See if he's got anything extra for him into these next few turns.
Son of Krypton right behind JPR in P14. He's on a fresh set of mediums, at least my screen is telling me that.
I think I'm showing him as a ghost. I can't tell.
Mine's ghosted.
Okay.
He's ghosted on my screen, yeah.
Yeah, I think JPR qualified maybe P6 or P7, so he's definitely going to be looking to make some moves in the last 10 laps.
Mm-hmm.
Really still staying close to Night Slayer.
Not too much battling or action going on track right now. There's got Trevor following behind Night Slayer nicely, and Alkaline Rage right behind his teammate Bowtie. Oh, it looks like they're getting awfully close in turn 8. Doesn't look like he's gonna make any efforts to get by him.
Yeah, it's gonna be content to stay behind for these couple of turns. See if he can do anything in the DRS straight.
I'm sure he's just harvesting ERS. He's waiting to use it on the last lap. You just wait and see.
T-Pound within 2/10 of Night Slayer. He's our habitual driver of the day candidate. We'll see if he's got any moves left to make in the last few laps too.
Oh, they make
Get
contact.
turned around.
Oh no, Night Slayer got bumped from behind.
LR20 takes advantage and takes P9 and 8, so he'll be sitting P8. See if Trevor has any wing damage. I don't think he does.
It'll just be a little bit, if anything.
Oh, Bowtie going in for the softs. He's down to P6.
Okay.
He's gonna try to make a push here at the end. Maybe try to get the fastest lap and try to get some overtakes done. He's got a pretty nice gap back to P7.
Yeah, Sid Wolf coming just behind him in turn 1.
I really thought Bowtie might push it, try to push it the rest of the way. I can't remember if he was on hards or mediums. But, hopefully he can make those positions back. We've got El Shackle and JPR battling for 11th. That's two teammates.
Yeah, they're just going through turn 2. I'm watching them. See if we can find any. See if they do any battling.
I think every time we turn around, JPR has been caught up in a battle.
He's definitely been getting a lot of action on the track today.
Sure.
Looks like
IG. Oh, Alkaline Rage has to pit.
Oh, he's pitting now too. IG Chevy takes second place.
He's putting on the sauce. He's going to have to make a few overtakes as well. See if he comes out in front of Bowtie.
It's going to be close.
It's going to be close.
Here he comes. Just making pit exit. And Bowtie makes it past him. Very good undercut. Manages to stay in front of him.
He's got about 2.5 seconds on him, so that undercut's pretty strong.
Now he's just got to look after those tires for the next 9 laps because he's got a lot of clean air in front of him. He's got over 10.5 seconds, so
it's almost going to be like a time trial type situation.
Yeah.
Try to put in as many good laps as you can, and kind of watch out for the tires, like you said. This track's definitely going to eat the tires up, so hopefully those softs can last till the end.
Shackle and JP are splitting up a little bit. They got over 1.1 seconds between them.
Oh, T-Pound with the penalty. He's got a 7-second gap to Night Slayer, though, so he should be okay. Looks like we've got Big Bambino coming up on Bays. Been 7/10. He's got plenty of ERS left. Bays is kind of running low. He's going to get DRS and ERS in this long straight. Looks like he's going to make a move.
Goes on the outside and makes it by.
Wow. Ooh.
Very greedy overtake attempt.
Late braking by FaZe. Not sure that was gonna work. But
one of those now or never moments.
Yeah, this you wanna hold on to that podium position, but you don't want to do it at the cost of the rest of the race either. So.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, everybody's kind of spreading out a little. We've got a couple of like 1.2 second gaps. Looks like Son of Krypton is coming up on El Shackle. He might be a ghost still, though. I'm not sure. I believe he is.
Yeah, Son of Krypton's ghosted. Some decent space being created between the two racing points now. Same with the Red Bulls. Mind you, Alkaline Rage is closing the gap a little bit more on Bowtie. He's down to 2.1 seconds.
Yeah, Bowtie with the purple second sector though, so he's putting in some good lap times. Alkaline Rage must be really pushing. Alkaline Rage with 70% ERS left. That's impressive. Might need to start making some use of that. Can't take it with you, so you want to use every bit that you can.
We got Bowtie with a new fastest lap.
And he is up to P4 and Alkaline up to P5 with IG Chevrolet pitting for the softs. He's going to come out in 7th, just in front of LR20. Definitely a lot of different strategies in this race.
Yeah, we're seeing every compounded tire out on the track right now.
For sure. Yeah, I wasn't sure how it would go with the early safety car. That kind of threw a wrench in a lot of people's strategy, I'm sure.
Yeah, or I'm sure they'd maybe rather have the safety car in the middle of the race.
Right, exactly. Kind of around lap 10, 12.
Yeah, yeah.
Your normal pit range, but yeah, it looks like a lot of people have gone with the two-stop, so that's interesting. Night Slayer may be the only one with a one-stop. Let's check. We've got FaZe. FaZe is in for his second stop. Alkaline. It only says one stop for Alkaline Rage, but that can't be right. Yeah, we won't even look at that.
5 laps to go in this race.
Right now, as far... Oh, did T-Pound have a spin?
Oh, down in 8th place.
I'm not sure. Looks like our candidates for driver of the day right now is Bowtie up 12 positions. His teammate Alkaline Rage right behind him is up 10. And then IG Chevy in P6 is up 11 spots. So they're definitely having a good showing so far. We'll see if they can hang on to that. Looks like Trevor gave way to FaZe. Another late break. FaZe.
Down to 9th place goes Trevor. See if he can make it back. JJ Dog with the fastest lap beat Bowtie by just shy of 3/10.
Oh, Alkaline
Rage. There it is.
He has started to use some of that overtake. So not sure if he was listening to the stream or not, or if he was just saving it for the end. But seems like he's had around 70% the whole race, and he's down to 33. So he definitely used a good bit there.
Now let's see if Bowtie is going to be able to stay in his draft long enough to harvest his ERS to make an overtake again and take back that podium position.
Yeah, Bowtie is definitely going to want to look to answer. At this point, they've got a pretty big gap to P5, so they can kind of go at it with each other.
Just watching Chevy down in 6th place, he's running right up the grill of Sib Wolf.
Yes.
Making an overtake into turn 10. Very nice overtake. And he gets the DRS.
Very late braking, but he made it stick. That was perfect. Chevy is having a very good race. It looks like those softs are really working for him.
Yeah, it looks like his car is feeling very good on track. He's been in a lot of battles lately, and he's managed to keep it together, doing really well in 5th place so far.
Yep. Looks like he's got DRS. If he's got enough, he's going to get close enough to make a move. It doesn't look like he will. Going to need a good exit out of these two turns. DRS open again. I don't think he's going to be close enough.
Who's that bow tie you watching?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, chasing down
P3.
that teammate.
He's staying within DRS. That's what he needs to do. Get back to the front straight.
Mm-hmm. Still low on ERS though. Just running out.
He's using every bit of it. Trying to stay within that DRS zone.
Chevy with a great gap between him and Sib Wolf.
Yeah, he's definitely feeling it with those soft tires right now. And Sib Wolf's on the 10 lap old hard, so he's going to be at a little disadvantage there.
Mm-hmm.
Like Bowtie's going to get DRS one last time. He's going to have to really pull this gap closer.
If only he were in fighting distance of Bowtie to fight for that 4th place. But mind you, he's already moved up 12 places, currently sitting in P5.
Yeah,
So he's definitely going to be a contender for driver of the day.
And at a 6.8 second gap, I'm not sure that he'll have enough laps left to make that happen. But even if he stays in P5, that's a great race for him.
Oh, I'm sure he'll be happy with that. Bowtie just doesn't get DRS on his teammate in front of him.
Yeah, Alkaline is he's definitely using some more of his overtake button. Try to build that gap on both sides. Still got around 40% left, so he's doing very well as far as managing his ERS.
Yeah, Bowtie dropping down to 1.3 seconds behind his teammate. That's gonna knock him out of DRS range for the front stretch. Let's see if he's able to close that gap at all through the next few corners and hopefully be able to be within striking distance of his teammate yet again before the end of the race and fight for that podium.
Yeah, I think at this point he's kind of hoping for a mistake from Alkaline. With as much ERS as he has saved up, I think that's what it's going to take.
Absolutely. He's going to need that last little oversteer, that little too much throttle.
Yep. And looks like LR20 is starting to close the gap on F1 Sib Wolf. It's down to 1.3 seconds. We'll see if he has enough time to get him to try to make a move on him. 2 laps left. If he can get it within the DRS zone, it's going to be interesting for the last lap and a half.
He is on fresher mediums than Sib Wolf's hard tires, so hopefully that might play to his advantage a little bit. 2 laps to go and he's got 1.4 seconds to close. Oh, and there's a Chevy. Oh no, he spun at turn 12.
He has a ton of damage too.
Oh, his front wing is messed.
He's really going to have to push to keep it in front of FaZe. He was having a great race too.
Mm-hmm, that's unfortunate. Just on that final lap, just to tick you off. JJ Dog with a healthy 6.9 second gap between him and second place.
He's going to be trying to just keep it as clean as he can. I don't know what his penalty situation is, but hopefully he doesn't have over 7 seconds of penalties.
Mm-hmm.
Would hate to see a race change over the penalties like that. Definitely want to see the overtakes. Yeah, FaZe has cut the gap down to right at 2 seconds. I'm not sure he's going to have enough time. It's going to be close. He's cut the gap about a second and a half so far.
He's gaining up on Chevy, and even Chevy's gaining up on LR20 in front of him too.
Sure is.
Son of
So
Krypton
JJ
ghosted down in 12th place, really gaining up on El Shackle.
So we've got some cars coming across the finish line. JJ Dog in P1, Big Bambino P2, Alkaline Rage P3, Bowtie P4, Silkwolf P5, LR20 P6. Is IG going to be able to hold on? Oh, he loses it over penalties.
Oh, here comes Trevor. Wait, what? What is Trevor doing?
I think since he's a reserve, he's letting the other guys have the points, which is a noble thing to do.
That's
as a
exactly
reserve
what he's
driver.
doing. Well, very sportsman move on Trevor's part.
Yeah, you'll be seeing him in Tier 1 here in just an hour or two, so he will, I can guarantee you that he won't be stopping like that for any of us.
Oh, but one can dream, though.
Alright, so we've got JPR ended up in the points, P9.
Well, a very great race. Driver of the day, Alkaline Rage. It was sure to be Chevy before that, making it up 12 positions. Well,
What
nice
a tough
dance.
last lap for him. Yeah, he dropped from P5 to P8, and I think the last lap and a half. So that's going to be disappointing for him.
Mm-hmm.
But congrats to JJ Dog and all the other guys on the podium. Great race, and
We are going to be having the top 3 drivers join us for a post-race interview.
I will send those invites out.
Do you have those drivers in your friends
I'm not
list?
sure. I'm not sure that I have JJ Dog, but I've got Big Bambino for sure.
Looks like I'm gonna have to send out some invites here. Hello.
Nice
Do we
race.
do we have everyone here? Okay, we have JJ Dog, Big Bambino. What about Alkaline Rage? Were you able to invite him?
I don't think I have him added.
Let me see.
But I think
I don't believe I have Alkaline Rage, so I'm gonna have to go through the race lobby. Or oops. JJ Dog, you won. You finished the race, right? Yeah. Big Bambino right behind. Was he behind you? I'm sorry, my lobby's messed up now because people have left.
It was yeah, obviously Big Bambino, and then it
Alkaline Rage.
was
Alkaline.
yeah, there you go, Alkaline.
Okay, I just need to invite him.
I think I was able to suggest it too.
I don't see a suggestion, so
Oh, that triple redemption is Australia.
Yeah, definitely a good race from you, JJ Dog. I think we had high hopes after that qualifying session that you had in Australia. So you definitely
Oh, you have no idea how that thought attack I had before the disconnected. I was panicking out of my life. I was like, come on, night. That's why I was spamming the chat, thinking night.
I definitely, unfortunately, I definitely know how that feels.
Oh, I know.
2020 being a new game, there's a lot of issues that still need to be worked out. But
Yeah, but I literally managed to get the last 2 laps in, and the last lap was pole somehow.
wow,
Oh, Jesus
great
Christ.
race. Yeah, you definitely pulled a gap there at the end. I think you had 8 seconds.
10 seconds at the end for me.
Yeah, how'd you feel? How'd you feel throughout the race?
Well, it felt comfortable, and then I made it after, well, when the safety car came out, I was a bit surprised.
Yeah, there was a lot of people I feel that changed their strategy when that happened. Did that change anything for you?
Well, I decided to push it hard because I really needing to die off, so see if I can last it longer.
Right.
Which obviously it worked really well, so I managed to jump everyone in front of me.
For sure.
And a lot of the times, track position's king. So if you can ever get that,
You're in good shape.
Yeah, and the thing is, I was managing half the front wing at the same time.
Oh, really? So
Yeah, I had
you
an
had some
orange,
damage.
left front wing.
What happened to cause that?
I think it was Battle of Ninth in the second sector. He bumped us twice, and then he just shut the door on us. I clipped him, and then obviously I must have got damage there.
yeah, that definitely makes you nervous, especially going throughout the rest of the race like that.
Just went in the next corner. Why am I struggling? Because obviously the thing didn't pop up for me, so I had to check myself. And oh,
Yeah, kind of got enlightened.
yeah, literally. But I somehow managed to pull the gaps to get the pit stops done.
Yeah, man, that was a great race. You're definitely very quick. But yeah, we'll be looking forward to seeing you race in Vietnam next. That'll be interesting.
Mhm.
Joy.
Well, I
That's
sent an invite to Alkaline Rage. It doesn't seem as though he joined the chat party, so thank you very much to both of you for joining it. We got first place JJ Dog and second place Big Bambino. Congratulations to both you guys. How did that race feel, Big Bambino?
That was pretty comfortable. I went out with the softs, obviously for feature two.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't the plan. I was hoping to go medium, but then I think that safety car was what, lap 5 or 6.
Yeah, really early on.
Yeah, so that's a free pit stop. So I went to another soft and then just rode the hards to the end of the race.
That's right. You were
Yeah,
on 14 lap old hards at the end there. I think I see on my screen.
Yeah, came in halfway through the race, but I was hoping to extend the soft as long as I could, but that safety car was for sure.
yeah. I
Yeah,
was anxious to see how the safety car kind of affected everybody's strategy. You kind of you go into a race with a certain strategy in mind, but of course, a lot of times there'll be a safety car. So, but yeah, so that affected you and what you did.
I was hoping to go softs on the medium.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's the same with
no.
me. I had to change my strategy completely.
right.
Yeah, that safety car will either make or break your strategy.
No, but I'm freaking glad I had the soft because being beat was hard but killed when I came behind him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're going for easy laps, so we'll see.
Yeah, I was so worried that he was gonna come off track. I'm like, no.
Oh yeah, I was like, there's no way I'm stopping this guy.
At least admit it.
Yeah.
He's not like Lewis. Oh yeah, I'm gonna steal the trophy without no one noticing.
All right, guys. Well, I think that's all we got for you. But yeah, great race, and we're looking forward to seeing everybody in Vietnam next week, same time.
Yeah, I think I've
Yeah,
got a feeling it's gonna
great.
be me and David again.
You were quite well in qualifying. It was 1-2 until the last session when you got P3, wasn't it? I started P4. Oh, really? I thought it was P3. Yeah. Oh, yeah, freaking Wolf to the last lap around there. That's right. Yeah, Wolf.
Okay, well, thanks a lot, you guys. Good race. Congratulations to our top three. We are going to prepare for our Tier 1 race, which will be starting in about 45 minutes. Thanks a lot. Good race today, guys. Congratulations again.